and welcome back to my crafting channel.
This is the place where we paint, sew and do all things DIY.
So hit that subscribe button and let's get crafting.
Easter is just around the corner, so today we are making these beautiful Easter eggs. As you can see, some of them have a stunning marble look, while others almost look like they have delicate flower patterns. I achieved these intricate designs by using the acrylic pouring technique. For this project, I am using simple white plastic eggs with a small hole in the bottom. But before we dive into today's project, I want to show you these lovely eggs that I made last year. I actually created those for my very first YouTube video. I was still learning the ropes of recording back then, but the eggs turned out beautiful and the method is quite unique. I blew out real eggs, dyed them with food coloring, and added glitter and nail decorations. I highly recommend checking that video out under my Crafting for the Holidays tab. But now let's get started with today's technique. Materials and preparation. To make these eggs, you will need plastic eggs with a hole in the bottom, acrylic gesso and a brush, acrylic paints and pouring medium, silicone oil, ornament hangers, the ones with 2 flexible legs, plastic cups, spoons and wooden sticks. A little tip, if you want some extra flair, you can even decorate your eggs with different nail stickers after they have dried, though I've chosen to keep mine purely painted today. It's a great way to add even more detail. Pro tip, make sure your wooden sticks fit the holes in the eggs perfectly, not too big and not too small. Since acrylic pouring can be quite messy, remember to cover your workspace. I also recommend using 2 small dropper bottles for water and silicone oil, a plastic bowl you don't mind getting dirty, and some floral foam Oasis. I will show you exactly how to use the Oasis in a moment. To make the painting process easier, I start by inserting the wooden sticks into the holes. This allows me to hold the stick while I paint, ensuring I can reach every single part of the egg. Priming. First, I prime all the eggs with acrylic gesso. This is an important step to make sure the acrylic paint adheres perfectly to the plastic. By sticking the wooden sticks into the Oasis, the eggs can dry standing up without me having to hold them. Don't they look beautiful even as plain white eggs? It's almost like a tiny art installation. The pouring process. Once the gesso is dry, it's time for the fun part, acrylic pouring. I mix my chosen colors in separate cups together with the pouring medium. If you have never used this before, the pouring medium is the key ingredient. It thins the paint and makes it more fluid, allowing it to flow and blend without losing its vibrant color or binding properties. You want the consistency to be like liquid cream, thick enough to cover the surface, but thin enough to flow easily. I usually add just a tiny bit of water to get it exactly right. But remember, you can't use water alone. The pouring medium is what makes this technique work. Finally, I add a few drops of silicone oil to each cup. This is what creates the cells, those beautiful marble patterns and circular effects you see on the finished eggs. The dropper bottle is perfect here to ensure you don't add too much. Now I mix some of the colors together in 1 cup. You can use 2 or more colors for each egg. I pour the mixture over the egg while spinning the stick over the plastic bowl. Any excess paint that drips off can be gathered and reused. Here you can see me spinning 2 eggs at once. When most of the excess has run off, I place the sticks back into the Oasis to let the eggs dry. Variations and techniques. Now let's explore some different ways to apply the paint. For these next 2 eggs, I'm using a slightly different approach. I want to emphasize that even though I'm not pre-mixing the colors in a single dirty pour cup, this time each individual color has still been carefully prepared with the acrylic pouring medium and silicone oil. This is crucial because we still want those beautiful cells to form, no matter how we apply the paint to the surface. For the first egg, I am pouring the colors directly from their individual cups to create a cascading effect. I'll start with a rich gold, follow up with a vibrant orange, and finish it off with a bright yellow. Watch how the colors interact as they flow down the sides. Let's try the same technique on another egg, but with a different color palette. Here, I'm starting with gold again, then adding a deep blue and finish with orange. By pouring them separately like this, you get more distinct stripes and patterns compared to when you mix them in one cup first. It's all about experimenting to see which look you prefer. Now for a completely different technique. I have prepared a few eggs in advance by painting them with a regular brush and letting them dry completely. I have some in yellow, some in magenta, and I even have one in silver, even though you can't see the silver one in this photo. As you can see, a lot of paint has gathered at the bottom of my bowl from the previous pours. I hate to see good paint go to waste, so I'm going to reuse it. I'm taking my silver egg and one of the magenta eggs and dipping them directly into this puddle of green paint. This is not only a great way to be sustainable and minimize waste, but it also creates a stunning layered effect. As the green paint settles, those base colors, the metallic silver and the bold magenta, will start to peek through. This is where the magic happens, especially as the cells begin to form and break through the top layer. It creates such a beautiful professional-looking depth that you just can't get with a single layer of paint. As you saw, I took the technique even further by pouring blue paint over the silver egg that I had first dipped in the green. By combining these methods, dipping followed by pouring, you achieve a truly unique multi-dimensional result. Don't be afraid to mix and match your methods. That's how you discover the most interesting patterns. Finishing touches. When the eggs are completely dry, I carefully remove them from the sticks. They might be stuck a bit because of the paint, but a gentle twist usually does the trick. Then I attach the hangers. Just squeeze the 2 legs together, insert them into the hole, and they will pop open inside to keep the eggs secure. Now you are ready to add a thread or a ribbon. Before I show you the final results, you might wonder what to do with any leftover paint. I actually used my leftovers to create these 3 paintings. If you're interested in how to make art like this, I have several tutorials on my channel showing similar pouring techniques. You can find them under the painting tab. Now let's see the finished eggs hanging in the branches.
was all for today, but I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please consider to like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content on my channel. But for now, bye! Have fun crafting!